Well, if you're like me, the moment you saw Star Wars Battlefront 2 Community Manager leak news that the new Firestorm Battle Royale game was being developed by another studio instead of DICE, and when you learned that studio was Criteria Games, you might have followed them, or if you'd already followed, would have started paying closer attention to their tweets. Knowing this, Criteria Games pinned a tweet in September saying, "We know there are a lot of questions being asked about Firestorm, and the team is super excited to share more details with you as we get closer to the launch of Battlefield 5 in November. Watch this space." Since then, we've seen Criteria Games being quiet about any news of the new Firestorm game, other than a tweet of a post from community manager Dan Mitra saying that all Firestorm details would come through the Battlefield channels. So much for following Criteria Games. Regardless though, with Battlefield 5's launch only a month away now, the success of Black Ops 4's Battle Royale game Blackout, and the September tweet promising more details of Firestorm coming close to the launch of Battlefield 5 in November, fans are once again asking for more information. This prompted another tweet from Criteria Games recognizing all the questions but referring once again to Global Community Manager Dan Mitra. However, this time Mitra responded saying, "Can't wait to start talking about Firestorm. Everyone at the studio has been pouring their passion for Battlefield into the mode, and early playtests show that dedication. Our focus next week is Tides of War, so inherently we'll have an update on Firestorm." Now, to be frank with you, I don't see this news for Firestorm being anything too major. When Mitra says next week is Tides of War, we must understand that Tides of War is the entire journey you'll take on the battlefield, so you can see how Firestorm would inherently be mentioned. What I am looking for is a week of news dedicated to Firestorm. Now that we have next week dedicated to Tides of War, we can scratch off another component to Battlefield that's needed to be advertised. With the following week bringing us into the early days of November, I would say we are now only weeks away from hearing some substantial news on Firestorm. Even a couple weeks away, depending on if EA DICE wants to advertise its new Firestorm BR mode a week prior to its official launch, only to remind players that its new BR mode won't be playable until post-launch. However, when I say we're weeks away from substantial news, what I mean is I'm expecting a trailer, blogs, an AMA, a set release date, and a weekly roundup of all that we learned from the week dedicated to Firestorm. With this new weekly format by DICE being a more efficient format of communication to the community, I'm expecting them to not skip a beat and deliver the stuff we're all looking for. How are vehicles going to be like in Firestorm? Will there be a mode without vehicles? Will there only be 4-player squad mode? Or will there be included a duo and singles mode? Will Firestorm get a beta? Will you scale up past 64 players? This will be the time to learn all the information we've all been really dying to find out. With that said though, I made mention in a previous video that you can check in the annotations above how DICE is aware of these questions, or at least the question of if there will be solos or duos in Firestorm. So I am hoping that DICE has done its due diligence already and taken in the feedback from the community, so when the time comes for the new BR mode Firestorm to be showcased, the community is more wow than disappointed, quickly willing to forgive all the past advertising sins of EA DICE over the summer. But what do you guys think about all of this? Have you been closely watching for any new news on the new Battle Royale Firestorm? We've just learned that there will be no new plans to continue any more single storage campaign mode after the release of The Last Tiger launches in December, and even though I would prefer more stories being delivered post-launch than just one, my real focus is the multiplayer experience, with the Grand Operations and Firestorm being the two I have real high hopes on. So I'm really hoping DICE will deliver here, and I'm expecting the best from them. But that is it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Livin', and I'll catch you guys again later.